you've been seeing all of these Zoom bombs since the beginning of this pandemic. Here we are back in November. Have they gotten any better? Have you seen government agencies that have to use these things improve by and large, or not at all?
A lot of different organizations have a few challenges that are different than so there's not one set of rules that apply to everyone. But the government agencies are absolutely trying to be as open and inclusive as possible, which then not knowing how to set them up properly without a PIN number or a moderator or some waiting in lobby, you need a bouncer or you're going to have problems.
You've seen problems. What have you seen in your line of work? Look at this.
I have seen, I've seen a lot of genitalia. I don't know how better to put it. A lot of people want to go on Zoom and just be offensive. They'll say the worst things they can think of, and they're getting clever, more and more clever. So it used to be, you see my video and you see my face, but now they've got it to where you'll see a guy eating out of a bag of chips like it's stock footage, but then the audio will be the worst stuff you've ever heard in your life. And it doesn't match what's going on in the video. So you have no idea. And especially if it's 100 different participants, they just turn their mic off and on, and you have no idea who's doing it. So now it's a game of like, you got to pick through all these people, needle haystack. And they're bored. It's teenage kids who are bored. They're not cutting school anymore because they've got nowhere to cut from and nowhere to go to. So they've got a computer and they can let out their frustration and anger by just hopefully wrecking other people's days. Like, I can't go do this stuff. I can't go to the beach. Well, you can't have your Zoom meeting.
Yeah, I mean, you read the forum that was announced. That's got to be an invitation for trolls.
They look for those links. You can run searches for those types of links and automate them, and then just schedule it. And they just hop from meeting to meeting. I've seen multiple people from the same groups of people who just sort of travel together. It's kind of cute, really.
We've got this tiny town of Edmonds. I mean, they're not IT experts. They're certainly not security experts. And they're just trying to engage their municipality. What are they supposed to do with this?
You have to give Edmonds credit for adapting to the times, trying to provide the cities with a service. If they're having a candidate meeting and a forum to hire a police chief, that's noble. They're not stopping progress because of the pandemic. They're using technology that's widely available. Perhaps Zoom can come up with some sort of liaison and interface with public agencies to teach them and offer free training, because they're making tons of money. But the city of Edmonds is doing exactly what they're supposed to do. They got unlucky and they got slapped a little bit, but this is how you learn. At least it wasn't, nothing got set on fire. You just happened to see something you can't unsee or unhear.
Is there anything like Edmonds can do, or is this a software manufacturer issue?
There are settings in Zoom that you can have a waiting room. And then if anyone acts up, everyone stops. There's a designated moderator or admin. And you have to have one of these to start the meeting. We're in a Zoom meeting right now and you are the admin. If I say something offensive, like go Joe Biden or go Donald Trump or whoever, and if it's offensive to someone, you kick me out. And that's it, and I have no recourse. The waiting room prevents me from auto-joining back and then having a rebuttal.
So it might be just, you got to learn with that first outburst, but once you identify it, that bouncer has the opportunity to get rid of them.
Instead of expecting perfection, which you can't achieve, because you're a public forum, any kid could walk into City Hall and start saying the N-word or saying any awful thing. He's going to get arrested. He'll be charged with a hate crime, or he'll be on the sex offender registry. But because Zoom has you're not going to get caught, they get a little bit more outlandish. But the same thing applies. It's a public forum. So Edmonds is doing exactly what they're supposed to. Expect one outburst and have a solution for how to deal with it. That's it. A waiting room and an admin, and you're done.
What responsibility does Zoom have, or any other software developer?
I don't think they have a legal responsibility, but maybe like a moral, or they made this software, everyone's using it. They could still buy a very nice yacht, and for lots of their people, with the amount of money they're making from this pandemic. I'm not saying they have a legal responsibility. They have to do this, but it's the right thing. We all know it. They know this stuff better than we do. Help out. Maybe we won't have to see so many kids without, anything to do. I don't want to see it anymore.